Yo, Tony D back with the mega review. I'm going to focus, the primary focus will be issue 26. And the reason being is so far, just these two issues have really cemented the new creative team's stance as keeping the ambition and designed Daniel Warren Johnson universe intact while setting up future narrative arcs. 26 does a lot of that. And just to recap with 25, the Autobots and, so great, potty mouth panel, my people. The Autobots and Decepticons are recovering from their last clash that they had. Megatron brooding over his troops, really getting onto him for their failures. However, using that as a buildup in his speech to get them to come together. It's actually great narration. Robert Kirkman is doing an excellent job. And we're all familiar with him pretty much with Invincible, The Walking Dead. So it's kind of hard not to know. But if you don't, that's a little setup for you. He's a great author when it comes to keeping tension high in the moment, but setting up future arcs with the narration. So that'll give you a little, clue what you're getting into. And you also have, the artwork is just fantastic. It's really, and see, this is another important thing. How can you top this? And we'll get to that. What a great speech. And you also get to, what a great thing about 25. I know the focus is 26, but 25 swaps up the art. I believe this is all, George Corona. Shout out to him, man. Excellent job. But as you can see, it's very in the vein of Daniel Warren Johnson, which worked out fantastically. So he rallies the troops. All hail Megatron. So then you get a switch to the Dan Mora artwork, which is different. It's crisp, it's clean, it's not as kinetic as the George Corona, but it works. Keep everything, this part right here, that's a carryover. So they're doing an excellent job with details. Now, Alita is having issues with some of the things, the ideas that's going along. We'll get to that later, but they have Soundwave in a precarious situation, and he's just ready to fight, which he does. Love the loyalty that he brings to the Decepticons. So we get through all that, and there's an uneasy alliance developing with the humans. That's another thing, really testing Optimus Prime's trust in the humans. And I get this feeling like it's not, of course, the humans are going to lean more to weaponization than collaboration. I just have that feeling. I think everyone knows where I'm coming from. But that's just a brief recap. They do, however, big reveal. They have two Autobots that they found in the past where they've been keeping them in storage and testing and learning stuff. Now, is that from an Autobot's perspective, is that cruel? Is that just a cruel way to treat an entity which they are living in this universe? But we as humans see robots maybe not that way. So great narration with what's going on nowadays with AI and things of that magnitude. So Alita back on Cybertron it's a turning point for her where she makes a pivotal decision, which really hints at future arcs that will expand beyond Earth because they're on Cybertron. And Johnson is doing a great job of threading the needle between Honor and Johnson's groundwork and establishing his voice. So, 26. The biggest thing of this issue was Thundercracker and his passion to free Skywarp, which, to bring you up to speed, Starscream actually used parts from Skywarp and integrated him into Teletran 1. Teletran 1 is the spaceship that they traveled here on. And it's very pivotal in the universe here, the Energon Universe. And he is very passionate of releasing his brother Skywarp. There is a brotherhood here. And it's just the way Kirkman displays the panic and the drive of getting his brother out of where he's at. It's on full display. And also, you know, as the dialogue, they are getting into it, of course, but there's dialogue where the Autobots are restraining against Thundercracker. They're trying to talk sense into him. So what's special about this Transformers run is there's like swapping of allegiances, maybe not complete, but it's always there. We're being teased with it. And you can see it happening with some of the characters. And it's really, it's a very tight rope to walk, but I'm digging it. So far, I'm totally into it. It's a hook. It keeps me coming back. And it's providing entertainment in this universe. And I don't think you really need to have watched the cartoon or be a hardcore Transformer fan. There's enough interactions or comparability with the human psychology that it's very relatable. And there's a lot. This issue is the one that is really laying the groundwork for future arcs, you know, that Kirkman is weaving for us. And the problem with releasing Skywarp from Teletran 1 is it can kill him. So there you have it. There's the, you know, the crux to the whole thing. And is that Optimus Prime? They like just disarm Thundercracker. So they are that's not Optimus. They are very capable of just taking him out. That's what I meant by they're very restrained in their actions right now. I don't think they have an agenda to bring him over to their side just for having his knowledge, but I think it's more of a human type thing, an emotional thing where you don't have to do what you're doing. We see that you love your brother and you want to free him, and that type of passion and loyalty in brotherhood, of course you would want that on your side. So we have more of the human interaction here, which I just feel like, man, the humans are they're up to some shenanigans, like big time. Especially when they had those two Autobots that they found years ago, and they've just been studying them and not trying to revive them, but study. Two different things, right? Moore's delivering some great artwork. You know, I made a comment earlier, it's not as kinetic, but it is kinetic. It's very cinematic. It's just, I'm calling it clean, which isn't saying that George Corona or Daniel Warren Johnson's work is lesser than. It's just a style, right? Like, his style is very sketchy and very, very kinetic, very movement driven, which is fantastic. But Moore's bringing it. You know, like that whole, and they do retain Mike Spicer doing colors, which he's my favorite colorist for obvious reasons, but they do maintain, they're not missing a beat is what I'm saying, which I think is very important to bring into the review process. So yeah, here you have Shadow Watch Underground Base. They're working on something here. So this is where you really see, the humans are not, they're willing to kill their own to keep secrets. And this right here is a 3D build, and he even calls it a mechanical monstrosity with Optimus Prime. So there you go, just in the words. So they're going to make a replica. So future narration is you're probably going to have a clone replica of Optimus Prime, which, I mean, think about that. It just hit me like, the fantastic arc you can create from that. Yeah, they're doing, oh, dude, if you're a speculator, man, you need to be all over this. Shredhead, that was a new character introduced. They're doing very ambitious things, like they took out Bumblebee, which is a very iconic and loved character in this mythos, and they just took him out. Always can come back though, right? It's comics, but that was a very bold move in the beginning, and I was like, wow, it's like that. And it seems like, so Alita is with, I always forget his name, Cliffjumper. And I hope I'm right about that. And he seems to be like the new Bumblebee, like he stepped into that, in that role somewhat, like the littler guy who is just awesome. And Alita, it's almost like a heel turn, man. Like it seems like she's breaking bad. But we'll see. She's very passionate. Like the human emotions that the Autobots and the Decepticons, the Transformers that they display, it's very human. Makes a great story. Specifically, like what we're dealing with now with AI and things of that nature, it creates important discussions that need to be had. Yeah, I get lost in the action, so that just tells you more is great. Soundwave's always cool, man. He's still rocking the tapes. I think that's cool. You know, they could have changed him into I don't know, man, like a CD player, MP3 player, DVD player, a Blu-ray, a cloud-based version, but they kept the tapes. Love it. Yeah, love the battle damage that that's what I love about this, is they keep, as a production value note, they keep the battle damage that they've sustained through that first arc. He did have Laserbeak wired into his eyes where he could see. I thought that was cool. I actually got the cover for that. Oh, the variant covers for this, it's thick, and it's hard not to get into it. Like if you're a completist and you're buying every cover of every reprint, oh, like some of the reprints would have 2 covers. So you're just like doubling it. Oh, wow. If you're out there and you're doing that, man, hit me up. Let me know. I would be interested to hear from you. So yeah, you're ending with Megatron just giving the, oh yeah. So here's that future narration that I'm talking about. Megatron just drops to his knees. Something's going on. And they're like, Megatron? It just ends like that. So there's something affecting Megatron that we don't know what it is yet. And there you go. Energon Universe is completely killing it. Yeah, man. Just stay tuned for more new characters, new relationships, people going bad, people going good. So in that issue alone, you see Alita breaking bad, but then you see a Thundercracker on the verge of going good. So there you have it. Transform that.